The legend of King Arthur, a tale of chivalry, of courage, of magic, but at its heart lies a devastating betrayal. Sir Lancelot, bravest of the knights, betrays his king. He breaks his sacred oath. He falls for Queen Guinevere. This act of treachery shatters Camelot. It tears apart the fellowship of the Round Table. Arthur, the once and future king, is brought low. His dream of a united Britain lies in ruins. The story of Lancelot's betrayal is not just a love triangle, it is a cautionary tale. It reminds us of the fragility of trust. It shows us how easily loyalty can crumble. Lancelot, the greatest knight. He was renowned for his strength, his skill in battle, yet he was consumed by his love for Guinevere. This forbidden passion blinded him. It led him down a path of destruction. Guinevere too bears the weight of this betrayal. She is torn between her love for Lancelot and her duty to Arthur. Her actions have dire consequences. Their affair sets off a chain reaction. It unleashes chaos upon Camelot. It paves the way for Mordred's treachery. And ultimately, it leads to Arthur's downfall. The story of Lancelot and Guinevere is a tragedy. It reminds us that even the strongest love can have devastating consequences. Betrayal is not confined to the pages of legend. It is a harsh reality that has shaped our world. Throughout history, acts of treachery have toppled empires and shattered lives. From the Ides of March to the gunpowder plot, history is rife with examples of betrayal. These acts of treachery have left deep scars on humanity. These historical betrayals offer valuable lessons. They remind us of the fragility of trust and the devastating consequences of broken promises. One such example is the Sand Creek Massacre of 1864. This tragic event is etched into the annals of history as one of the most brutal and senseless acts of violence against Native American tribes. The massacre took place in southeastern Colorado, where a peaceful encampment of Cheyenne and Arapaho people had settled, believing they were under the protection of the U.S. government. This horrific event stands as a testament to the brutality of betrayal. The Cheyenne and Arapaho tribes had been assured safety and protection, yet they were met with unimaginable violence. The massacre was not just an attack, it was a calculated act of treachery that shattered the trust between Native American tribes and the U.S. government. It serves as a stark reminder of the human cost of broken trust. The impact of this betrayal was felt deeply within the Native American communities, leaving scars that would last for generations. The massacre decimated families, destroyed lives, and left a legacy of pain and suffering that is still remembered today. In a blatant act of treachery, Colonel John Chivington led a surprise attack on a peaceful Cheyenne and Arapaho encampment. Chivington, a former Methodist minister turned military officer, harbored deep-seated animosity towards Native Americans. His actions on that fateful day were driven by a desire for personal glory and a misguided belief in the superiority of his cause. The village, comprised mostly of women, children, and the elderly, flew an American flag and a white flag of peace. These symbols were meant to signify their non-hostile intentions and their hope for a peaceful coexistence. However, these flags were ignored by Chivington and his men, who saw the encampment as an easy target. Their pleas for peace were ignored. The soldiers showed no mercy as they descended upon the village, unleashing a torrent of violence and bloodshed. The cries of the innocent were drowned out by the sounds of gunfire and chaos. The brutality of the attack was beyond comprehension, leaving a trail of devastation in its wake. Hundreds of innocent people were slaughtered. The massacre claimed the lives of over 150 Cheyenne and Arapaho people, many of whom were women and children. The survivors were left to pick up the pieces of their shattered lives, haunted by the memories of that horrific day. The massacre not only took lives, but also destroyed the cultural fabric of the tribes, leaving a void that could never be filled. This act of barbarity stands as a dark stain on American history. The Sand Creek Massacre is a sobering reminder of the capacity for cruelty that exists within humanity. It is a chapter in history that must never be forgotten, as it serves as a powerful lesson about the dangers of unchecked power and the importance of honoring our commitments to one another. The Sand Creek Massacre highlights the devastating impact of betrayal when power goes unchecked. It underscores the need for accountability and justice, and the importance of standing up against injustice. The massacre is a poignant example of the consequences that arise when we fail to see the humanity in others and allow prejudice and hatred to guide our actions. It serves as a chilling reminder of the consequences of viewing others as less than human. The dehumanization of the Cheyenne and Arapaho people led to unimaginable suffering and loss. As we reflect on this dark chapter in history, we must strive to build a future where such atrocities are never repeated and where all people are treated with dignity and respect. Section 5. Echoes of Betrayal. A global perspective. The shadow of betrayal also falls on the world stage. Nations, like individuals, are capable of great treachery. Throughout history, alliances have crumbled under the weight of self-interest and broken promises. The story of international relations is often one of shifting loyalties and opportunistic betrayals. From ancient times to the modern era, nations have broken treaties, backstabbed allies, and betrayed their own citizens. These acts of betrayal have had far-reaching consequences. They have sparked wars, toppled governments, and sown seeds of mistrust that linger for generations. Section 6. The faces of treachery. Visualizing the trauma. Imagine the scene: a king betrayed by his most trusted knight, the pain in his eyes, the weight of a kingdom crumbling around him, the chilling realization that loyalty is but a fleeting illusion. Now picture the victims of the Sand Creek massacre, their faces etched with terror, their pleas for mercy falling on deaf ears, the unimaginable anguish of betrayal at the hands of those who swore to protect them. These images, though fictionalized, capture the raw emotion of betrayal. They remind us that behind every act of treachery lies a human cost. Section 7. The human cost. More than just kings and kingdoms. Betrayal is not just about fallen kingdoms and broken treaties. It is about the shattering of trust, the severing of bonds that hold individuals and societies together. It is the soldier betrayed by his comrade on the battlefield, the child betrayed by the trust placed in an adult, the lover betrayed by a vow whispered in the dead of night. These personal betrayals, though often unseen by the world, can be just as devastating as the grand betrayals that shape history. They leave invisible scars that can take a lifetime to heal. Section 8. A timeless tale. Betrayal in the modern age. The themes of betrayal, loyalty, and trust are timeless. These concepts have been the cornerstone of countless stories, myths, and legends throughout human history, from the treacherous acts of Judas in biblical times to the backstabbing politics of medieval courts. Betrayal has always been a part of the human experience. They resonate with us today, just as they did centuries ago. The pain of betrayal, the sting of broken trust, and the heartache of disloyalty are emotions that transcend time and culture. Whether it's a friend who has turned their back on us or a partner who has been unfaithful, the feelings are universally understood. In our modern world, where technology has blurred the lines between reality and fiction, the potential for betrayal seems greater than ever. Social media platforms, with their curated images and filtered realities, can create a false sense of intimacy and trust. A single post or message can unravel relationships, exposing secrets and lies that were once hidden. We see it in the corporate world, where greed and ambition often trump loyalty. Colleagues who once worked together harmoniously can become adversaries in the cutthroat race for promotions and success. The corporate ladder is often littered with the remnants of broken alliances and shattered trust. We see it in politics, where promises are broken as easily as they are made. Politicians who vow to serve the public often succumb to the temptations of power and personal gain. Campaign promises are frequently abandoned, leaving voters feeling betrayed and disillusioned. And we see it in our personal lives, where trust can be shattered by a single act of deceit. A friend who shares a secret, a partner who breaks a vow, or a family member who betrays our confidence can leave deep emotional scars. The pain of such betrayals can linger, affecting our ability to trust others in the future. Despite the ever-changing landscape of our world, the human heart remains vulnerable to the pain of betrayal. It is a reminder that no matter how advanced our society becomes, the fundamental aspects of human nature remain unchanged. Betrayal in all its forms continues to be a powerful force that shapes our relationships and our lives. Section 9. The weight of broken trust. Lessons from history. The stories of betrayal throughout history serve as cautionary tales. They're not just tales of treachery and deceit, but profound lessons that echo through the ages. From the betrayal of Julius Caesar by Brutus to the infamous treachery of Benedict Arnold, these stories are etched into the annals of history, reminding us of the heavy price of broken trust. They remind us to cherish loyalty, to guard trust, and to understand the value of these virtues in our personal and professional lives. Trust is the bedrock of any relationship, be it between friends, family, or nations. It is the invisible thread that binds us together, creating a tapestry of mutual respect and understanding. We must be wary of the seductive whispers of ambition and deceit. History is replete with examples of individuals who, driven by ambition, have succumbed to the lure of power, only to find themselves ensnared in a web of lies and treachery. The consequences of such actions are often dire, leading to the downfall of empires and the destruction of lives. They teach us that true strength lies not in power or might, but in the courage to remain true to one's word. It is easy to be swayed by the allure of power, but it takes real strength to stand firm in one's convictions, to uphold one's principles even in the face of adversity. This courage is reflected in the actions of those who have chosen to remain steadfast, to honor their commitments, and to act with integrity. It is the resolve to do what is right, even when it is difficult, that defines true strength. To stand by those we love, to support them in times of need, and to be a pillar of strength for them is a testament to our character. Loyalty and trust are not just words, they are actions that we must embody in our daily lives. And to fight for what is right, even when it is difficult, is the hallmark of true bravery. History has shown us that those who stand up for justice, who defend the helpless, and who challenge the status quo, are the ones who leave a lasting legacy. Even when the path is fraught with challenges and the journey is arduous, it is the determination to persevere that sets us apart. The stories of those who have faced insurmountable odds and emerged victorious inspire us to keep going, to never give up. Let us learn from the mistakes of the past. The ruins and monuments of history stand as silent witnesses to the consequences of broken trust and the importance of integrity. They remind us that the choices we make today will shape the world of tomorrow. Let us strive to build a world where trust is not a weakness, but a foundation upon which we can build a brighter future. In our communities, workplaces, and nations, let us foster an environment of trust and mutual respect. By doing so, we can create a world where trust is valued, where integrity is honored, and where the lessons of history guide us towards a more just and compassionate future. Let us remember that the weight of broken trust is heavy, but the strength of loyalty and integrity can lift us to greater heights.